statistical methods divided basically in two parts: descriptive statistics and other one is inferential statistics. What is statistics? Statistics is a collection of the data, primary data and secondary data. Primary data or those data which are collected by an investigator through personal investigation or personal interview or through questionnaire, while secondary data are those data which has already been collected by some others and published in the books or journals or some data books. And if you collected those data for our study purpose, they are known as secondary data. Thereafter, summarization and presentation of data. Under this, we first classify the data, frequency distribution, then tabulation, then graphical representation through charts and graphs. Thereafter, we first come on the descriptive statistics. Under descriptive statistics, we measures the measures of central tendency, measures of dispersion, measures of skewness, and measures of kurtosis, and thereafter inferential statistics. Let us start with descriptive statistics, and first topic is measures of central tendency. These are the standard notations which we use. Sample mean represented by x bar, population mean represented by mean mu. It's a population mean. Sample standard deviation represented by small s or capital S, while population standard deviation represented by sigma. Sample variance represented by s square and population variance represented by sigma square. Sample size represented by small n and population size represented by capital N. What is population? All items of interest are known as entire population or universe. Sample portion of a population selected for any study purpose or to draw some conclusion about the population is known as sample. What are the parameters? Summary measures about population like mean mu, variance sigma square or standard deviation sigma. They are known as the parameter of the population. What are the statistics? Summary measure about the sample, that is sample mean x bar and sample variance s square and sample standard deviation s square. They are known as the sample statistics and these are the population parameters mu, sigma square and sigma. Let us start with measures of central tendency. What is measures of central tendency? Measures of central tendency is a typical value around which all values aggregates. And for example, मीन, मीडियन, मोड. मेजर्स ऑफ सेंट्रल टेंडेंसी एक ऐसी वैल्यू है जिसके परिता सभी ऑब्जर्वेशंस स्कैटर्ड फैले हुए होते हैं एंड इट रिप्रेजेंट्स द होल डेटा. मेजर्स ऑफ सेंट्रल टेंडेंसी इज द मोस्ट कॉमन मेजर एंड मीन, मीडियन, मोड आर द measures of central tendency. Measures of central tendency are basically they are of two types. The averages are of two types. First one is mathematical averages and second is a positional averages. Mathematical गणितीय माध्य जो होते हैं वो arithmetical mean, weighted mean, geometric mean and harmonic mean, while positional averages are the median which divides the whole series into equal parts. Further we have quartiles. There are 3 points on a series which divide the whole series in 4 equal parts. Deciles are the 9 points which divide the whole series into 10 equal parts, and percentiles are the 99 points which divides the whole series into 100 equal parts. Median is equal to Q2. Second quartile is equal to median, 50 deciles equal to median and 50th percentile equal to median, and last positional average is mode. Let us start with mathematical average. First, arithmetic mean, समांतर माध्य जिसे हिंदी में कहते हैं. इट्स ए मोस्ट कॉमन मेजर, एक्ट्स एज ए बैलेंस पॉइंट. मीन से कुछ ऑब्जर्वेशंस जो है छोटे होते हैं और कुछ ऑब्जर्वेशंस बड़े होते हैं. दैट्स व्हाई इट इज नोन एज द बैलेंसिंग पॉइंट. affected by extreme values or outlier observation. What are the outlier observation? Outlier observations are the observation which are uh, quite less or very high observation in the data sets which affect our mean. Then mean is affected by these extreme values. Let us start with uh, arithmetic mean in case of individual series. As we know, there are three series. First one is individual series, second is discrete series, and third one is continuous series. Individual series is known as ungrouped data, and discrete and continuous series are known as grouped data series. And there are three different methods by which we can calculate arithmetic mean. First method is direct method, second is shortcut method, and third one is step deviation method. Let us start with the direct method, arithmetic mean of individual series. Let x1, x2 up to xn be an observations of individual series. Then arithmetic mean x bar is given by x bar is equal to sum of all the observation, that is x1 plus x2 up to plus of xn divided by number of observation. Or in other words, we can say that summation xi divided by n. And summation xi divided by n, I runs from 1 to n. If x equal to 1, that is x1, and summation sign we have plus sign. If x equal to 2, then x2, and if x equal to n, then xn. Then x bar is the ratio of sum of all the observation divided by total number of observation. Let us take an example. Calculate the mean for the numbers 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. These are the observations of individual series. Here number of observations are 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and sum of these observations are 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus 10, that is 30 divided by 5, and x bar arithmetic mean equal to 6. Arithmetic mean of individual series, second method, shortcut method. Let x1, x2, xn be an observations of individual series. Then arithmetic mean x bar is given by x bar is equal to a plus summation d upon n. What is di? Di is equal to xi minus a, and a is the assumed mean. If our xi's values are very large, then we subtract each value by a assumed mean a to reduce the observations and to reduce the calculations. And thereafter we find the new series, that is d1 d2 x1 minus a x2 minus a up to xn minus a, that is d1 d2 up to dn, and mean of that series is summation di divided by n, and a is the assumed mean. Then we have to add that mean in assumed mean in the summation di by n mean, and we find the actual mean x bar of the original series. Let us take an example. A student's marks in 5 subjects are 75, 68, 80, 92, 56. Find his average marks. Here the marks are given denoted as x: 75, 68, 80, 92 and 56, and d is the deviations from each xi values, and taking assumed mean a is 68. 75 minus 68 is 7, 68 minus 68 is 0, 80 minus 68 is 12, 92 minus 68 is 24, and 56 minus 68 is minus 12. Summation di is 31. As we know by the formula, to calculate the mean, x bar is equal to a plus summation d by n. A is here 68, summation d is 31 divided by 5. 31 divided by 5 we get 6.2, and 68 plus 6.2, that is 74.2. The average marks obtained by the student are 74.2 marks. Arithmetic mean of individual series in case of third method, step deviation method. Step deviation method is a method in which if all the deviation values xi minus a are sufficient large and are the common divisor of any number, then we divide that deviations from any value h. That is step deviation method. And this method is also known as change of origin and scale method. And the second method, shortcut method, is known as change of origin method, while this method is known as change of origin and scale method. Let x1, x2 up to xn be an observations of individual series. Then arithmetic mean x bar is given by x bar is equal to a plus h into summation y upon n, where I runs from 1 to n, and summation yi is nothing but this is xi minus a upon h, and a is the assumed mean and h is the common divisor. As I told you earlier, let us see an example. A student's marks in 5 subjects are 75, 68, 80, 95 and 55. Find his average marks. The marks are 55, 65, 75, 85 and 95. Here we are taking a is equal to 55, that is assumed mean, and 55 is subtracted from each of the observations. First we subtract 55 minus 55, that we get 0, and after subtracting 65 minus 55 we get 10, 75 minus 55 20 is 85 minus 55 is 30, and 95 minus 55 is 40. Here we see that all the observations we can divide it by 10. Also we can divide it all these residual values by 5 also. Here we take h equal to 5 and divide this x minus a upon h, that is h equal to 5, then 0 divided by 5 is 0, 10 divided by 5 is 2, 20 divided by 5 is 4, 30 divided by 5 is 6 and 40 divided by 5 is 8. And sum of y, that is summation yi, is equal to 20, and we know the formula to calculate arithmetic mean in case of individual series by step deviation method. X bar is equal to a plus h into summation yi divided by n, and arithmetic mean equal to 55. Here is the assumed mean we have already taken 55, plus 5 is the value of h, and y is the summation y is 20, and the number of observations are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that is divided by 5. That is 5, 20 into 5 is 100, 100 divided by 5 is again 20, and 55 plus 20 is equal to 75. The average marks obtained by the student is 75. Let us start arithmetic mean in case of discrete series. There are again 3 methods. First one is direct method, second is shortcut method, and third one is step deviation method. Let us start with direct method. In a discrete series, we have let x1, x2 up to xn be the observations of a discrete series with corresponding frequencies f1, f2 up to fn. Then arithmetic mean x bar can be calculated by this formula. X bar is equal to f1 x1 multiplying the frequency by corresponding values. X1 having frequency f1, that is f1 multiplied by x1, plus f2 multiplied by x2, and fn is the frequency of xn number, that is fn xn, divided by sum of the frequencies, that is f1 plus f2 up to fn. This is nothing but this is summation fi xi divided by summation of fi, where xi is the different discrete values and fi is the corresponding frequencies of these xi values. X1 having frequency f1, x2 having f2, and xn having fn. Then mean can be find out by this formula. Let us take an example. Given the following frequency distribution, calculate the arithmetic mean. Marks are 64. Number of students, 8 students got 64 marks, 18 students got 63 marks, 12 students got 62 marks, 9 students got 61 marks, 7 students got 60 marks, and 6 students got 59 marks. Let us arrange this in the tabular form. X is equal to 64, 63, 62, 61, 60 and 59, and the corresponding frequencies of number of students are written here. 8, 18, 12, 9, 7 and 6. Multiplied these x values with corresponding frequency. 64 multiplied by 8, that is 512. 63 multiplied by 18, that is 1134. 62 multiplied by 12, that is 744. 61 multiplied by 9, that is 549. 60 multiplied by 7 is 420, and 59 multiplied by 6 is 354. That is summation fi xi, that is 3713. And summation of fi, this is nothing but this is capital N number of students. Summation fi is also known as n the number of students. And putting the value in the formula, x bar is equal to summation of fi xi divided by summation of fi r n, that is 3713 divided by 60, and we get 61.88. These 61.88 is the average marks obtained by these 60 students. Average marks of the 60 students are 61.88. Arithmetic mean in case of discrete series. Second method, shortcut method. Let x1, x2, xn be observations of a discrete series with frequencies f1, f2, fn. Then arithmetic mean x bar is given by x bar is equal to a plus summation fi di divided by summation fi, where di is equal to xi minus a. It means these xi values are sufficiently large. To reduce the calculation, we subtract a common value a from these xi values, and then the residual value di we multiplied with corresponding xi values, and we find the mean by this formula. Fi is the corresponding frequencies and a is the assumed mean. Let us take an example. Given the following frequency distribution, calculate the arithmetic mean. Marks are 64, 63, 62, 61, 60 and 59, and number of students are 8, 18, 12, 9, 7 and 6. Here we take 62 as a. Here we are giving a direct method and shortcut method as well, and in shortcut method we subtract 62 from each of the observations. When we subtract 64 minus 62 from 64, we get 2. 63 minus 62 we get 1. 62 minus 62 we get 0. 61 minus 62 we get minus 1. 60 minus 62 we get minus 2, and 59 minus 62 we get minus 3. If we multiply these di values with corresponding f values, 8 into 2 is 16, 18 into 1 is 18, 12 into 0 is 0, 9 into minus 1 is minus 9, 7 into minus 2 is 14, and 6 into minus 3 is minus 18. If we take sum of these summation fi di and fi di values, we get summation fi di equal to minus 7. And what is x bar in case of shortcut method? X bar is equal to a plus summation fi di divided by m, that is, here we have taken a equal to 62, and this plus becomes minus, that because we have minus 7. Plus minus, that is minus 7 divided by 60, it comes around 61.88 marks. And if we go through the direct method we have fx. 64 multiplied by 8 is 512, 63 multiplied by 18 is again 1134, and so on. If we calculate the sum of fi xi values, we get summation fi xi is 3713, and n is summation f or capital N equal to 60. X bar is equal to summation fx divided by n, that is 3713 divided by 60, and it after calculation we get 61.88. In both the method we got same results. Arithmetic mean in case of discrete series in case of step deviation method. Step deviation method is same as the previous one of individual series. In a discrete series, we also subtract common value a, which is known as mean, from these xi values, and if the residual values are sufficiently large and having a common divisor, then we divide all these values by h to reduce them again, and that deviation value, the deviated values, we multiplied these corresponding frequencies. Let x1, x2, xn be the observation of a discrete series with frequencies f1, f2, fn. Then arithmetic mean x bar is given by x bar is equal to a plus h into summation fi di upon summation fi, where f di is the xi minus a upon h. Means all xi values are subtracted from a values and divided by h. That is the residual values di, and multiplying the di with fi values. Fi is the corresponding frequencies of di values, a is the assumed mean, and h is a common divisor. Let us have an example. Following is the distribution of person according to different income groups. Calculate arithmetic mean. Income are given 5, 15, 25, 35, 45, 55 and 65, and number of persons are 6, 8, 10, 12, 7, 4 and 3. Let us have an example. Following is the distribution of persons according to different income groups. Calculate the arithmetic mean in case of discrete series, and we are using here step division method, and these are the xi values. Following is the distribution of a person according to different income groups. Calculate arithmetic mean. Income in rupees 5, 15, 25, 35, 45, 55 and 65, and number of persons are 6, 8, 10, 12, 7, 4 and 3. Here these are the x values 5, 15, 25, 35, 45, 55 and 65, and number of persons frequency are 6, 8, 10, 12, 7, 4, 3 and total is 50. Summation fi is 50. Here we take a is equal to 35. After subtracting from each value, we have 5 multiplied 5 minus 35, that is minus 30, and minus 30 divided by c is equal to 10. We have here taken here c is equal to 10, that is minus 30 divided by 10 is minus 3. 15 minus 35, that is minus 20. Minus 20 divided by 10 is minus 2. 25 minus 35, that is minus 10, and minus 10 divided by 10 is 1. 35 minus 35 is 0. 45 minus 35, we get 10, and 10 divided by 10 c equal to 10, then that is 1. 55 minus 35, that is difference is 20, and 20 divided by 10, that is 2, and 65 minus 35, that is 30 divided by 10 is 3. These are the di values and these are the fi values. What is fi di? 6 minus 3 minus 18, 8 into minus 2 minus 16, 10 into minus 1, that is minus 10, and 12 into 0, that is 0, 7 into 1 is 7, 4 into 2 is 8, and 3 into 3 is 9. That is summation fi di is minus 20. Putting the value in the formula, we have a formula to calculate mean in case of discrete series in third method, that is step division method. X bar is equal to a plus summation fd divided by n. Summation fd is minus 20, n is 50, and a is 35 and h is 10. We here having the value of h is 10, that is 35 minus 4. If we solve this, 20 into 10 divided by 50, that is 200 divided by 50, that is 4, and 35 minus 4 is, that is 31. The average income of the group is 31 rupees per day. Let us start with arithmetic mean in case of continuous series. This is the third series we have, and there are three methods: direct method, shortcut method, and step division method. What is direct method? Let x1, x2, xn be the midpoints of the class intervals of the continuous series with corresponding frequencies f1, f2 up to fn. Then arithmetic mean x bar can be calculated by this formula. This formula is same as the discrete series formula. Here x1, x2, xn are the mid values of the class intervals, and mid value is x1 multiplied by f1, mid value is x2 multiplied by corresponding frequency f2, mid value is xn multiplied by corresponding frequency fn, and summing all these values, that is summation fi xi, and then f1 plus f2 up to fn, that is summation fi, that is nothing but that is capital N. Xi is the different discrete values and fi is the corresponding frequencies. Let us take an example. The following are the 405 soybean plant height collected from a particular plot. Find the arithmetic mean of the plants by direct method. We are using here first direct method. Plant height are 8 to 12 centimeter, 12 to 17 centimeter, 18 to 22 centimeter, 23 to 27 centimeter, 28 to 32 centimeter, 33 to 37 centimeter, 38 to 42 centimeter, 43 to 47 centimeter, 48 to 52 centimeter, and 53 to 57 centimeter. These are the class intervals, and number of plants are 6, 17, 25, 86, 10, 125, 77, 55, 9, 4 and 1. These are the 405 plants. By direct method, we know that summation of fi xi divided by n, that is summation fi. Xi is the mid value of the corresponding classes, n is the total frequency, and fi is the corresponding frequency of the classes. We multiplied the mid values by the corresponding frequencies. These are the class intervals. Eight to 12 mid values are 10, 13 to 17 mid value are 15, 18 to 22 mid value is 20, 23 to 27 mid value is 25, 28 to 32 mid value is 30, 33 to 37 mid value is 35, 38 to 42 mid value is 40, 43 to 47 mid value is 45, 48 to 52 mid value is 50, and 53 to 57 mid value is 55. And the corresponding frequencies are 6, 6, 17, 25, 86, 1 to 5, 77, 55, 9, 7, 1, that is n is 405. Corresponding fi xi, these are the mid values and these are the corresponding frequencies. 6 into 10 is 60, 17 into 15 is 255, 25 into 20 is 500, 86 into 25 is equal to 2150, 125 into 30, that is 3750, 77 multiplied by 35, that is 2795, 55 into multiplied by 40, that is 2200, 9 multiplied by 45, that is 405, 4 multiplied by 50, that is 200, and 1 multiplied by 55, that is 55. Summation fi xi is 12270, and from the direct method we know that arithmetic mean x bar is equal to 12270 divided by 405. The average height of this soybean plant is 33.30 centimeter. After solving these values, we get 33.30. Let us see arithmetic mean of continuous series. In the second method is shortcut method. This method is same as the discrete series method, and let x1, x2 up to xn be the midpoints of the class intervals of continuous series with corresponding frequencies f1, f2 up to xn. Then arithmetic mean x bar can be calculated by this formula. X bar is equal to a plus summation fi di divided by summation fi, where di is the xi minus a. If xi values are sufficiently large, to reduce those values, we subtract a common value, that is known as assumed mean a, from these all xi values, and we designate as xi. X1 minus a is d1, x2 minus a is d2, xn minus a is dn, that is di, and we multiply these di's values with corresponding frequencies. that is summation FI/DI divided by summation FI. This is nothing but total frequency, and A is the assumed mean. Then X bar is equal to A plus summation FI/DI divided by summation of FI. Let us take an example. Following is the distribution of persons according to different income group. Calculate arithmetic mean. Income 0 to 10, number of persons are 6, 10 to 20 are 8, 20 to 30 are 10, 30 to 40 range having 12 persons, 40 to 50 rupees income are 70, 50 to 60 are 4, and 60 to 70 rupees income group having 3 persons. We have to calculate the arithmetic mean average income of this group. 0 to 10 having mid value 5, 10 to 20 having mid value 15, 20 to 30 having mid value 25, 30 to 40 having 35, 40 to 50 having 45, 50 to 60 having 55, and 60 to 70 having 65. These are the number of persons: 6, 8, 10, 12, 7, 4, 3, that is 50 persons. And before multiplying the values of frequency, we first get DI. DI is equal to Xi minus A, and here A is equal to 35. If we subtract 35 from each of the observations, 5 minus 35, that is minus 30, 15 minus 35 is minus 20, 25 minus 35 is minus 10, 35 minus 35 is 0, 45 minus 35 is 10, 55 minus 35 is 20, 65 minus 35 is 30. Here we see that 6 multiplied by minus 30, that is minus 180, 8 multiplied by minus 20, that is 160, minus 160, 10 multiplied by minus 10, that is 100, 12 multiplied by 0 is 0, 7 multiplied by 10 is 70, 4 multiplied by 20 is 80, and 3 multiplied by 30 is 90. Summation FI/DI is minus 200. Putting the value in the formula, X bar is equal to A plus summation FI/DI divided by summation FI. Summation FI/DI is nothing but it is minus 200. Summation FI is 50 and A is 35. 35 plus 200 divided by 50, that is minus 4. After subtracting 4 from 35, we get 31. This is the average income of the group. Thus, we find the average income of the group is 31 rupees of 50 persons of the group. This is an example having continuous class intervals, and we get the value of X bar as a 31 rupees. Next, arithmetic mean of continuous series in case of step deviation, third method. Let x1, x2, xn be the midpoints of the class intervals of a continuous series with corresponding frequencies f1, f2, fn. Then arithmetic mean x bar can be calculated by this formula. X bar is equal to A plus H into summation FI/DI divided by summation FI. What is DI? DI is equal to Xi minus A upon H. Here, if we subtract a assumed mean A from each of these Xi values, then the series become then we use the shortcut method. If these residues d1, d2 up to dn are again a common divisor of these value h, then we may reduce those figures by dividing this value h. अगर ये observations काफी बड़े और किसी संख्या के common divisor हैं, तो हम उनको फिर एक common divisor h से भाग देंगे तो वो और छोटे हो जाएंगे. And that is known as di. Di is xi minus a upon h, and we multiply those di's values with fi's, and we get the summation FI/DI divided by summation FI, that is capital N, and we have the formula to calculate the arithmetic mean in case of a step deviation method. X bar is equal to A plus H into summation FI/DI divided by summation of FI. Let us take an example. Following is the distribution of persons according to different income group. Calculate arithmetic mean. Income 100 rupees, that is 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, and 60 to 70. These are the income ranges, and number of persons are 6, 8, 10, 12, 7, 4, 3, and Putting the values in tabular form, first column is the class interval. These are the number of persons, this is the frequency, and these are the mid values. 0 to 10 having mid values 5, 10 to 20 having mid value 15, 20 to 30 class interval having mid value 25, 30 to 40 class interval having mid value 35, 40 to 50 having 45, 50 to 60 having 55, and 60 to 70 having 65. Here we see that all these numbers having a average value 35, and we subtract a assumed mean a equal to 35 from each those values, and after subtracting we get 5 minus 35, that is minus 30, and c equal to 10. Then we have here c equal to 10, and we multiply divide by 10 means 5 minus 35 is minus 30, minus 30 means x minus a, and divided by 10, that is minus 3. 15 minus 35 is minus 20, and minus 20 divided by 10 is minus 2. 25 minus 35, that is minus 10. Minus 10 divided by 10 is minus 1. 35 minus 35 is again 0. 45 minus 35 is 10, and 10 divided by 10 is 1. 55 minus 35 is 25, and 20 divided by 10 is 2. 65 minus 35 is 30, and 30 divided by 10 is 3. These are the DI values. If you multiply these DIs with FI values, 6 into minus 3 is minus 18, 8 into minus 2 is minus 16, 10 into minus 1 is minus 10, 12 into 0 is 0, 7 into 1 is 7, 4 into 2 is 8, and 3 into 3 is 9. Summation FI DI is again we have minus 20, and summation FI is 50. A equal to 35 we have taken here, and c equal to 10. Putting the value in the formula, x bar is equal to a plus h into summation FI DI is equal to 35 minus 20, that is summation FI DI is minus 20, that's why this plus sign becomes minus signs, divided by summation FI is 50, and h is 10. 20 into 10 is 200 divided by 50, that is 4, and 35 minus 4, that is 31. The average income of the group is 31 rupees. What is combined mean? Let x1 bar be the mean of n1 observation, x2 bar be the mean of n2 observation, and xk bar be the mean of nk observations. Then combined mean x bar या x double bar of n observations can also be, we can calculate by this formula. X bar, this is the combined mean of these nk series n, and we have x bar, that is a combined mean, that equal to n1 x1 bar plus n2 x2 bar plus up to nk xk bar divided by all the number of observation of all series, that is n1 plus n2 up to nk, or that can be written in the form of sigma form, sigma ni xi bar divided by sigma of ni. Let us have an example. The average monthly income of 30 male and 20 female workers in an agricultural farm is 3,000 and 2,450 rupees respectively. Find the average monthly income of all the workers in the farm. एक कृषि फार्म में 30 पुरुष एवं 20 महिला मजदूरों की मासिक आय क्रमशः 3,000 रुपए एवं 2,450 रुपए। फार्म के सभी मजदूरों की औसत आय ज्ञात करिए। Here we are given N1 equal to 30, N2 is equal to 20, X1 bar is equal to 3000 and X2 bar is equal to 2450. Putting the value in the formula, the average monthly income of all workers, that is X bar, or capital X bar is represented by capital X bar, that is N1 X1 bar plus N2 X2 bar divided by N1 plus N2. Here N1 is 30, X1 bar is 3000, N2 is 20, X2 bar is 2450 and N1 plus N2 is 30 plus 20. And after solving this, we find that the average income of these 50 laborers is 2780 rupees. Advantages of mean, most widely used, every item taken into account, determined algebraically, we can determine it algebraically, can be calculated for any set of numerical data. It always exists, unique and reliable. Disadvantages of mean: affected by outlier, higher observations से affect होता है, cannot use in open-end class intervals of a frequency distribution. अगर if the class intervals are open, first class interval having open value and the last class interval having the open end class, then we can't calculate the arithmetic mean in that case. Always not be a true representative of whole data set. ये हमेशा भी आंकड़ों का एक true representative नहीं होता. If one of the observation is missing, we cannot calculate arithmetic mean. अगर एक भी observation missing है तो we can't calculate arithmetic mean. These are the properties of arithmetic mean. The sum of squares of the deviations taken from the mean is always minimum. That is, summation of x minus x bar square is always minimum. The sum of the deviations of items from their mean equals to 0. If we subtract the mean from all the observations of a series and we take the sum of all the deviations, they will be 0. The mean is affected accordingly if the observations are given mathematical treatment by an constant item. If we subtract a common number from the series, then if we find the mean of that series, we have to add that number which we have already subtracted. If we multiply a series by h, then your mean will increase by h times. Means arithmetic mean is not independent of change of origin and scale. Merits and demerits of arithmetic mean: it is rigidly defined, it is easy to understand and easy to calculate. If the number of items is sufficiently large, it is more accurate and more reliable. It is a calculated value and is not based on its position in the series. It is possible to calculate even if some of the details of the data are lacking. Of all averages, it is affected least by fluctuations of sampling. It provides a good basis for comparison. Demerits: it cannot be obtained by inspection or located through a frequency graph. It cannot be in the study of qualitative phenomena not capable of numerical measurements like intelligence, beauty or honesty, because these are the qualitative characteristics: intelligence, beauty and honesty. It can ignore any single item only at the risk of losing its accuracy. It is affected very much by extreme value. It cannot be calculated for open-end classes. It may lead to fallacious conclusion if the details of the data from which it is computed are not given. If we simply calculate the mean, then what is the average of that data we can't describe. Next, weighted arithmetic mean, जिसे हम भारित माध्य भी कहते हैं. The average whose component items are being multiplied by certain values are known as weights, and the aggregate of the multiplied results are being divided by total sum of their weights. If x1, x2, xn be the values of a variable x with respect to weights w1, w2, wn assigned to them, then weighted arithmetic mean xw bar is equal to w1 x1 plus w2 x2 up to plus of wn xn divided by w1 plus w2 up to wn, and that is summation wi xi divided by summation wi. Calculated weighted average from the following data. Class 1 officers monthly salary is 1500 and the strength cadre weight is 10. Class 2 officer 800 and cadre weight is 20. Subordinates 500 rupees and cadre weight is 70. Clerical staff 250 and their cadre weight is 100. Lower staff having monthly salary 100 rupees and cadre weight is 150. If we multiply these salary with the corresponding weights, we get this: 1500 multiplied by 10, that is 15,000. 800 multiplied by 20, that is 16,000. 500 multiplied by 70, that is 35,000. 250 multiplied by 100, that is 25,000. 100 multiplied by 150, that is 15,000, and that is 1,06,000 WIXI, summation WIXI, that is putting the value in the formula, summation WIXI divided by summation WI, that is 1,06,000 divided by 350, that is the weighted average wages are 302.86. Usage of weighted means. Weighted means can be used for construction of index numbers, comparison of results of two or more universities where the number of students differ, computation of standardized date and birth rates. Third mean is geometric mean. इसे गुणोत्तर माध्य कहते हैं. The geometric mean of a series containing a number of observations is the nth root of the product of the values x1, x2 up to xn. Geometric mean GM is equal to nth root of product of these x1 into x2 up to xn, or x1 x2 up to xn की power 1 by n. And taking logarithm of both sides, that's a log GM is equal to 1 by n log of x1 x2 up to n. That is 1 upon n log of x1 plus log of x2 up to log of xn. That is summation of log xi divided by n. And geometric mean is equal to nt log of summation of log xi upon n. For group data, GM is equal to nt log of summation fi log xi divided by n. Calculate the geometric mean of the following series of monthly income of the batch of the families 180, 250, 490, 1400 and 1050. That is 180, x values are these 180, 250, 490, 1400, 1050. Taking the log of these values, x values, that is log x size, that is 2.25, 2.3979, 2.6902, 3.1461, 3.0212, and that is summation of log x, that is 13.51707. Geometric mean is equal to nt log of summation of log xi divided by n, and log xi is, that is 13.57 divided by 5, that is 2.7021, and nt log of 2.7021, that is 503.6. The average income of the batch of the family is 503.6 rupees per month. Here we have an example of combined mean also. Find the combined mean of the following data. N1 is 20, x1 bar is 4, N2 is 30, x2 bar is 3. Combined mean x bar or x double bar equal to N1 x1 bar plus N2 x2 bar divided by N1 plus N2. That is 20 into 4 plus 30 into 3 divided by 20 plus 30. It comes around 170 divided by 50. After solving, we get the 3.4, the combined mean of series of the data. Second, start with positional averages. These averages are based on the position of the given observations in a series, arranged in ascending or descending order. Of the magnitude of the size doesn't matter. It is because of the basic difference that the median and mode are called the positional averages. In median, first we arrange the whole data in ascending or descending order of magnitude. या तो इनको बढ़ते हुए क्रम में या घटते हुए क्रम में जब हम जमाते हैं, and the middlemost value of the series is called median. That's why they are called the positional averages. Let us take median. Median is that value of a variable which divides the whole group into two equal parts after arranging the data in ascending or descending order of magnitude. And the median is that value which is greater than the left side values and less than the right side values, and it divides the whole series in two equal parts. Or we say that all left side values are less than the median while the right side values are greater than the median. It's a positional measures of central tendency. Middle value in ordered sequence. If the number of observations are odd, then middlemost value of a sequence will be the median. If the number of observations are even, then average of two middle values. Not affected by extreme values, because in the calculation of median, all the observations are not involved in the calculation. That's why extreme items are the right side boundaries of observations and they are not involved in the calculations. That's why it is not affected by the extreme values. Median for ungrouped data in case of individual series. Let x1, x2 up to xn be observations of individual series. Then the median MD is given by arranging the data in either increasing or decreasing order of magnitudes. And there are two situations arises. First one, if the number of observations are odd. अगर ऑब्जर्वेशंस की संख्या विषम है 3, 5, 7, 9, 11 तब आपकी पहली कंडीशंस लगेगी. एंड इफ द नंबर ऑफ ऑब्जर्वेशंस आर इवन 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 50, 100 then we calculate median by this formula. If n is odd, that is the number of observations are odd, then median MD of a series will be given by, after running the data in ascending or descending order of magnitude, median is equal to value of n plus 1 by 2th term value. If the number of observations are 7, so 7 plus 1, that is 8 divided by 2, that means the fourth item will be the median of 7 observation. If n is even, then the number of observations are even, the median MD of a series will be given by, after arranging the term in ascending or descending order of magnitude. And median is equal to value of n by 2th term plus value of n by 2 plus 1 term value divided by 2. If there are 10 observations, then 10 observations, then value of n by 2, that is 10 by 2, that is 5th term, and n by 2 plus 1, that is 5 plus 1, 6th term. Then mean of the 5th and 6th term will be the median in case of even number. Let us have an example. When odd number of values are given, find median for the following data: 25, 25, 18, 27, 10, 8, 30, 42, 20 and 53. These are the values. Arranging the data in increasing order are 8, then 10, 18, 20, 25, 27, 30, 42 and 53. The middle value is the 5th item, that is 25 is the median. How you will calculate? N plus 1 divided by 2. All the observations are 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 observation, n is 9. 9 plus 1, 10 divided by 2. That is 5th item, and 5th item is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5th item is this. This is the median of the series, and 25 we see here. This left data are smaller than this 25, and this right side data are greater than the median value, and this divides the whole series into equal parts. When even number of values are given, find median from the following data: 5, 8, 12, 30, 18, 22, 2 and 22. These are the 8 items: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. After arranging the data in increasing order: 2, 5, 8, 10, 12, 18, 20 and 30. Then median is n by 2. N by 2 means 8 divided by 2, that is 4th item. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4th item is 10 and 5th item is 12. That is 10 plus 12 divided by 2. That is 22 divided by 2. That is 11. And here I am showing you one more method. That is n plus 1 divided by 2th term. That is 9 by 2. That is 4.5th term. 4th term plus 4.5th term. That is 4th term plus half of 5th term minus 4th term. Difference 1 by 2 of the difference of 5th term minus 4th term. 10 plus 1 by 2 of 5th term is 12 and 4th term is 10. That is difference is 1. That is 1. 12 minus 10 is 2 and 2 divided by 2, that is 1. The median value is 11. I mean, both the way we got the median value is 11. Let us take another example. The following table represents the marks obtained by a batch of 10 students in certain class tests in statistics and accountancy. These are the serial number of the students, 10 students. Marks in statistics are given here and marks in accountancy are given here. Indicate in which subject is the level of knowledge is higher. For such question, median is the most suitable measure of central tendency. The mark in the two subjects are first arranged in increasing order is given in the table. Here the marks are arranged in the increasing order, that is 28, 30, 32, 35, 46, 47, 52, 53, 55 and 60, and marks in accountancy are 24, 25, 31, 32, 43, 45, 57, 72, 80 and 84. Here the number of observations are even, and in case of even we find out the median like this: n plus 1 divided by 2th term, that is 10 plus 1 divided by 2, that is the 5.5 terms, and value of 5th term plus value of 6th term divided by 2, that is, what is the value of 5th term? In case of statistics marks, 46 plus 47, 46 plus 47 divided by 2, that is 46.5, and in case of median values, 5th term is 43 marks and 6 students having 45 marks. 43 plus 45 divided by 2, that is 44 average median marks. This is the median of statistics, median marks of statistics. This is the median marks of accountancy. Therefore, the level of knowledge in statistics is higher than the accountancy, because the median value of statistics or median marks of statistics are higher than the median marks of accountancy. That's why statistics knowledge is more than higher than the accountancy knowledge in the students. Median in case of discrete series. In case of discrete series, first we find the cumulative frequencies. Find n plus 1 by 2. See the cumulative frequencies, that value just greater than n plus 1 by 2. Then the corresponding value of x will be the median. Let us have an example. The following data pertaining to the number of members in a family, find the median size of the family. These are the number of members and these are the frequency. This is the cumulative frequency. 1 plus 3, that is 4, plus 5 is 9, 9 plus 6 is 15, 15 plus 10 is 25, 25 plus 13 is 38, and 38 plus 9 is 47, 47 plus 5 52, 52 plus 3 is 55, 55 plus 2 is 57, and 57 plus 2 is 59, and 59 plus 1 is 60. After finding cumulative frequency, we find the median n plus 1 by 2 item. Then size of 60 plus 1 divided by 2, that is 30.5 item will be the median value. And 30.5 we search out this number in cumulative frequency. It comes in 38 cumulative frequency group, 30.5 item, and 6 will be the median. Here 30.5 falls in that 38 cumulative frequency group. Hence the median size is 6 members per family. Median case in case of group data in continuous series. Continuous series में भी हम median पा सकते हैं. And let x1 minus x2, x2 minus x3 up to xn minus 1 minus xn be class intervals of a continuous series with frequencies f1, f2 up to fn. Then median md is given by L plus n by 2 minus m upon f into c. Median is equal to L plus n by 2 minus m upon f into c, where L is the lower limit of the median class, m is the cumulative frequency preceding to median, c is the width of the class of median class, f is the frequency of the median class, and n is the total frequency. Let us have an example. In continuous series, the steps are how we calculate the median. These are the some steps. First step, find the cumulative frequency. First we arrange the table, class intervals, then frequencies. Then third column we calculate the cumulative frequency. Now third step, find n by 2. Step third, see the cumulative frequency of the value first greater than n by 2. N by 2 cumulative frequency in which cumulative frequency it belongs. First we identify that class intervals and that frequency. That class interval will be the median class and that frequency will be the median class frequency, and the corresponding values we can find out by this formula. Let us have an example. The following table gives the frequency distribution of 325 workers of a factory according to their average monthly income in a certain year. Income group below 100, 100 to 150, 150 to 200, 200 to 250, 250 to 300, 300 to 350, 350 to 400, 400 to 450, 450 to 500, and 500 to 550, 550 to 600, 600 and above. These are the income groups, and these are the number of workers. Total 3 workers are there. Calculate median income of the group. These are the income group class intervals, and these are the number of workers. First we calculate the cumulative frequency. 1 plus 21, that is 20, 1 plus 20, that is 21, plus 42, that is 63, 63 we had 55, that is 118, 118 plus 62, that is 180, and we add the corresponding value, we get this cumulative frequency. 323 plus 2, that is 325, and 325 divided by n by 2, that is 325 divided by 2, that is 162.5. This is the cumulative frequency, and this 162 belongs to this 180 cumulative frequency. So that the value of frequency of the median class will be 62, and the class intervals in which we find out the median, that is 250 to 300, that is L1 is 250 and L2 is 300, and frequency of the cumulative frequency class preceding to the median class, that is 118, that is M. Putting this value, and N is 325, putting all these values in the formula, we get here L is 250, N is 325, F is 62, C is 50, 300 minus 250, that is 50, and M is 118. Putting the value in the formula, 250 plus 162.5 minus 118 divided by 62 multiplied by 50. After solving these, we get 35.89. 250 plus 35.89, that is 285.89 rupees. Of the median income of the group is 285.89 rupees. Advantages of the median: it's unique, unaffected by outlier and skewness. If the higher observation at the end or at the beginning, lower observations, it is unaffected because all the observations are not involved in the calculations. Easily understood, can be computed for open-end classes of frequency distribution, always exist on ungrouped data, can be computed for ratio, interval and ordinal scales. It is rigidly defined. These are the merits. It is easy to understood and easy to calculate. In some cases, it can be located merely by inspection. It is not at all affected by the extreme value. It can be calculated for distribution with open-end classes also. Demerits: in case of even number of observation, median cannot be determined exactly. We merely estimate it by taking the mean of two middle terms. It is not amenable to algebraic treatments, means it is not possible through calculation of algebraic treatment. As compared with mean, it is affected much by fluctuations of sampling. It is much affected by fluctuations of sampling as compared to mean. Quartiles are those values which divide the whole series in 4 equal parts. There are 3 points on a series Q1, Q2, Q3 which divides the whole series in 4 equal parts. The first lower part is known as quartile Q1. The second quartile is known as Q2, which is equivalent to median, and third quartile is Q3. And Q1 can be obtained by the value of n plus 1 by 4th term value. Q2 can be obtained by n plus 1 divided by 4 multiplied by 2th term value, and Q3 can be obtained by 3 into n plus 1 divided by 4th term value. These are the different methods, different quartiles. We can find out the value of quartiles by these methods. Example, compute quartiles for the data given below: 25, 18, 30, 8, 15, 5, 10, 35, 40 and 15. Q1 n plus 1 divided by 4, that is number of observations are 10. After arranging the data in increasing order, 5, 8, 10, 15, 18, 25, 30, 35, 40 and 45, and the value of 2.75 term value, that is the value of second term plus 3/4 of value of third item minus second item, that is 8 plus 3 by 4 of third item value is 10 and fourth item is second item is 8. 10 minus 8 is 2. Then 3 into 2 divided by 4, that is 1.5, that is 9.5 is the first quartile, and third quartile is 3 into n plus 1 divided by 4, that is term value, that is 3 into 2.75 term, that is 8.25 term, and that is the 8th term plus 1 by 4 of 9th term minus 8th term. 8th term is 35 and 9th term having value 40 and 8th term having value 35. 40 minus 35 is 5. 5 divided by 4, that is 1.25, and 35 plus 1.25, that is 36.25. Calculations of deciles. Deciles are the 9 points which divide the whole series in 10 equal parts. D1 is the first decile, D2 is the second decile, and D9 is the 9th decile. And D1 can be calculated by 1 into n plus 1 divided by 10th term value. D2 can be calculated by 2 into n plus 1 divided by 10th term value. And D9 is the value of 9 into n plus 1 divided by 10th term. Calculation of percentile. In case of individual, percentiles are the 99 points on the series which divide the whole series in 10 equal parts, and they are known as the percentile. And first percentile can be calculated by P1 equal to value of 1 into n plus 1 divided by 100th term. P2 can be calculated by value of 2 into n plus 1 divided by 100th term, and P99 value of 99 into n plus 1 divided by 100th term. Median value equals to Q2, quartile 2 value is equal to D5 is equal to P50. All these values are same as value of P50, value of D5, value of Q2, and median are same. What is mode? Mode is that value of the distribution which occur most frequently. A most frequent value in the series is called mode. It is an actual value which has the highest frequency, that is concentration of items. It's a measure of central tendency value that occurs most often, not affected by extreme values, may be no mode or several modes, may be used for numerical and categorical data. Computation of mode, ungrouped or raw data. For ungrouped data or a series of individual observation, mode is often found by mere inspection. Calculate mode from following data: 2, 7, 10, 15, 10, 17, 8, 10, 2. Mode, here mode is 10 because 10 occurs 3 times. 1, 2, 3. 10 occurs 3 times, it having frequency 3. That's why the mode of this data is 10. In case of discrete series, for discrete distribution, see the highest frequency and corresponding value of x will be the mode. In case of group data, let x1 minus x1 dash x2, x2 dash x3 up to xn minus 1 dash xn be class intervals of a continuous series with frequencies f1, f2 up to fn. Then the mode z can be given by z is equal to L1 plus f1 minus f0 divided by twice f1 minus f0 or minus f2 into L2 minus L1, where f1 is the frequency of the model class, f0 frequency of the class preceding to the model class, f2 is the frequency of the class succeeding to the model class, L1 is the lower limit of the model class, and L2 is the upper limit of the model class. Let us have an example. Calculate mode from the following data: Class intervals are given 0 to 50, 50 to 100, 100 to 150, 100, 150 to 200, 200 to 250, 250 to 300, 300 to 350, and 350 to 400, and 400 and above. And these are the frequency: 4, 14, 40, 91, 150, 87, 60, 38, and 15. Here, highest frequency is 150. This is the frequency of the model class, and this is designated as F1. Frequency of the class preceding to the model class is 91. This is F0, and class succeeding frequency of the class succeeding to model class, that is F2, is here, and these are the L1, L2. Putting the value in the formula, and we have the formula. Mode is equal to L1 plus F1 minus F0 divided by twice F1 minus F0 minus F2 into L2 minus L1, that is C. And the values are: L is 200, F1 is 150, F0 is 91, F2 is 87, C is 50, and L2 minus L1 is 250 to 200, that is 50. Putting the value in the formula: 200 plus 150 minus 91 divided by 2 into 150 minus 91 minus 187, only 87, multiplied by 50, and 150 minus 91, when we multiply it by 50 difference, we will get the 2950, and after solving this denominator, we have the values 122, that is comes around 24.18, and adding these values from with 200, and we get 224.18. The median value of the data is 224.18. First, we identify the median model class, and model class, the value of mode lies between this model class. Then mode of the series is 224.18. Empirical relationship between the averages. In a symmetrical distribution, the three simple averages, mean equal to median equal to mode. For a moderate asymmetrical distribution, the relationship between them are brought by Professor Karl Pearson, and mode equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. This is the formula to calculate the median. And this is the formula to calculate the median. Mode equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. If the mean and median of moderately asymmetrical series is 26.8 and 27.9 respectively, what would be the most probable mode? Then mode is equal to 3 times of median minus 2 times of mean, and value of median is equal to 27.9 multiplied by 3, and mean equal to 26.8 multiplied by 2. After solving this, and we have 30.1. The probable mode of that data would be 30.1. Advantages of mode. Easy to understood, not affected by outliers, useful with qualitative problems, may indicate a bimodal distribution. Disadvantages of mode: may not exist, not unique, no arithmetic properties, least accurate. Demerits of mode: it is not based on all the observation, it is not capable of further mathematical treatment. Mode is ill-defined. Generally, it is not possible to find mode in some cases. As compared to mean, mode is affected to a great extent by fluctuations of sampling. It is unsuitable in case where relative importance of items has to be considered. And these are the merits. It is easy to calculate, and in some cases it can be located mere infection. Mode is not at all affected by extreme values. It can be calculated for open-end classes. It is usually an actual value of an important part of the series. In some circumstances, it is the best representative of the data. Thanks, dear.